Hello everyone and welcome to this week's EpicDuel mission chain video. This is actually going to be 3 videos because the Lionhart Alliance takes so long. Lionhart Alliance Part 1 will be the first 4 missions, Part 1, Part 2 will be the second 4 missions, and then Part 3 will be the Exile Leader and Administrator 10. So, that is what you have to look forward to. I will be leaving the fights in for all of these in case you want to know what strategy I used and yada yada, huda, who cares. I also take the time to... Yeah, this is post-roll. Because I recorded this all on a weekend because I was like, I want to give this mission a try. I don't know if I can beat it because I don't remember if I can beat Big Tuna or not. So, I do leave all of the mission text in there for you to read like I did for the first mission. Selena, you're not going to learn much from my tactic here. I mean, I'm level 35, she's level 16. I'm just going to steamroll her. So that's what I proceed to do. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to change the settings at the beginning. It's a bit embarrassing, but I'll live with it. And towards the end of the... No, at the beginning of the third video, I also kill the settings a bit because I got a bit laggy fighting the 2 vs 1 bosses. So, one thing that I cut out of this, because the entire recording for all 3 was an hour and 49 minutes. At the very beginning, Revanthius says that he's been spying on the Kaiser, which implies the Kaiser is on the planet. But Transcendence and Imminence, they imply the Kaiser has yet to land, so that is actually the only problem I've had with this entire mission chain. I stopped and I read everything. There's a bunch of little... I can see all my jump cuts on the timeline. I can see where I stopped to go read up on the EpicDuel storyline and go, okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? Is he actually following the story that Cinderella wrote or Big Tuna wrote? I will link to the EpicDuel storyline in the description. I feel it is an important thing for everyone to know about, especially since they've gone through great lengths to hide it in the EpicDuel section on AEF. I was trying to explain to Trans, who helped me with the Exile Leader, where exactly the storyline was, and he couldn't find it. So, it's something I'll link. It's an important thing that we should all know about. And some of it's kind of saddening. I'll explain to that after I fight the Bunny Man here, because next should be Hank. But the Bunny Man, I believe he still drops emeralds, Caden still drops bacon, and Titan still drops bacon. I think those are also going on. Caden and Titan you don't fight in this one, you might fight in the next one, but if you could probably get away with farming the Bunny Man here and getting emeralds and selling those. I don't remember, I didn't check the wiki up on him. But he's the captain of the bunnies, so we beat their captain, they're going to side with us. Oh yeah, that... Oh, nope, here we are. Here's my big gripe with this entire mission chain, really. Yes, we've got the bunnies to side with us by beating them into a pulp. No, I don't want to be your buddy, go away. Hank. His entire purpose in this mission chain is food. More importantly, cake. It's because he starts off with like, I love cake, don't you? Well, that doesn't matter. We could use him for war supplies. Okay, so you start thinking, okay, he's a vendor. We're going to use him for war supplies. And then, once this mission's over, you'll see the mission tech goes, oh yeah, we're just using him for cake. Here's the amazing thing. I warp to Hank instead of walking out the door and going to fight him. Then I start to do another mission because I'm stupid. Hank can be a little bit challenging, but not really. I think most people can beat him at... When he was level 25, most people beat him around level 22. He wasn't very hard. I don't know since they made him level 27 if he's been made any harder, or if you can still beat him 3 levels below him. So, he gets that luck there, but the luck's not going to do him any good because I have him by 8 levels. So, this fight is a walk in the park again. and we're just gonna wipe the floor with him. I don't remember what my tactic was here. I think it was just keep hitting him with every attack under the sun. Yeah, that's about how it looks. Anyway, now we're going to go back to Revanthius, and oh, come on! If you pause right now, you'll see that it is all about cakes. You can sit there and read about the endless access to his cake inventory. And now for the final mission, we are going to be fighting, well, the final mission for this video. We're going to be fighting Big Tuna. Now, I don't know why I take a year and a half to read this. So, go figure. I had to cut that down. I think I literally was sitting there reading that for like 6 minutes. Oh yeah, I remember. I didn't think that Big Tuna was the owner of the West Naval Yard, so I went back and I read her story, his story, depending on what you're thinking about. Big Tuna the person, Big Tuna the character, Big Tuna the person is a guy, Big Tuna the character is a girl. But that is something that is kind of obscure knowledge because all the old people are leaving, so not many people know Big Tuna anymore. But whatever. So, I've double sped this video because I retrained to the world's slowest build. And then I made the mistakes like, okay, Technician lasts 4 turns, Defense Matrix lasts 3 turns. The way I set it up, they both end on the exact same turn. So I went and royally messed that one up. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to beat Big Tuna because she's always been a thorn in my side, and I didn't know when I started this fight if I'd ever beaten her. Of course, when you get to the end of the fight, I didn't get the achievement, so I must have beaten her. Still don't remember when that is, but I know I beat Big Tuna. Anyway, I read up on her story. It doesn't say anything about that. It talks about a vehicle, which I'd love to see, the vertical takeoff, whatever. It's in her story. It's a vehicle I'd love to see in here, from like Shadowguard Mike selling it. And then, so I went to the wiki, and then her original text, and possibly her text that she uses now, talk about her being the owner of the shop. And since the shop's the only thing on there, I think that by nature makes her the owner of the Naval Yard. So, some of you may be asking why I'm so critical of Revanthius' story. Because he's an outside source. He's not one of the writers, he's a guest writer, and I'm really critical of things being lore-friendly. There has to be a reason for things to exist, and contradictions in stories. Like, I'm going to throw my buddy under the bus. I'm not going to say who it is. He was writing up a story, and he had Alindra, well, Aldra, or whatever her name is, trying to save a city from being razed. But that's not how that works. She's an evil person, and she wouldn't try and stop the destruction of a city, and let alone with the Shadow Guards try and disobey her because of what her position is. But that's just like my little gripe. Coming up on the end of Big Tuna. I don't think I leave you much time to read the end text, so as soon as this video ends, you might have, not as soon as this video ends, as soon as I hit continue on the prize, you might have to pause it to read the end text if you are interested. Yeah, so here we go, and I'll see you next video.